Hi everyone, Kevin Icop here, Kevin Icop Ministries. I'm continuing to answer some questions that a fellow subscriber has sent in, and there's probably about 25 questions to go through, so it's going to take me a little while to answer all of them. Today's question is, I find I have difficulty staying connected to God as I go throughout my day. I'm able to make a strong connection during my meditative practice, but once I resume day-to-day life, I can easily lose my connection to the divine. How can beginners maintain the divine connection all throughout the day? And this is a good question because I know lots of people that go on courses, meditative courses, yoga courses, spiritual development courses, whether they be Christian, Jewish, Muslim, whatever they are. People go away, do these courses, and then they come home. A lot of times they'll fly there. A lot of them will be at these exotic islands with, gorgeous scenery and animals and birds and all this kind of stuff. They'll get on the plane to come home. And basically, by the time they get into the airport to come home, they're already caught up in the stress of what's going on there, and they've basically lost everything of that 1 week or 2 week long retreat. And so one of the key things to do when you're coming home from a retreat like that is to basically have a mantra in your head. It can be something as simple as Ram, and just Ram yourself and the thoughts that are inside your head as you walk through the airport, as you sit in the chair going home in the airport, in the plane, is to basically have some type of mantra to keep yourself stabilized. And it can be anything from a Jesus mantra, a Jewish mantra, to a Hindu or Muslim mantra. And that mantra inspires or brings about the Word of God or the Word of the Spirit. It doesn't have to say God per se for those that have difficulty in that or tend to be atheist in regards to that. It can be about recognizing and realizing and thinking about scenes in nature, beautiful lakes, beautiful streams, beautiful trees or mountains, or something that inspires you beyond anything else. And to have that thought and have that thought with you on a fairly consistent basis once you're leaving a retreat of some sort like that. Or a special prayer, whatever that piece is. That's one way. Something else that I happen to have here is, this is a particular water bottle, and I've had it for years and years and years, and that water bottle has a symbol of Om on it. And the thing is I've done studies with water and followed along with some of the scientists that have done other studies, in that if you put something like this letter on here, or a picture of God, or a picture of some holy man on your water bottle, it will change the energy inside that water bottle. And it's been scientifically proven. You can look up the studies for that. Studies of water where they use an element like a Ram or an Om, or a picture of Shiva, or a picture of whatever. It could be a picture of Jesus. It could be a picture of Mary. It could be a picture of Jesus holding a little lamb. It could be anything like that that brings that level of positive creation, positive consciousness, and it will affect that water, the molecules of the water in the bottle. And you can look up for the scientific studies involving that. And so that's another way of carrying something with you on a daily basis, just a water bottle, but it has something special on it that will bring back your mind to that divinity every single solitary time you take a drink or a sip from the water bottle, because your thoughts and everything are connected to it. And so that's how you maintain a very strong positive connection to the divine, doing something like that. Another really positive and strong way of developing something strong to the divine is, I've worn this hat for years and years and years, and you can see it's pretty beat up. This has hat basically has the symbol of Ram on it. And so you walk around and you're Ramming everything. Everybody that sees that hat, that knows what that Hindu symbol means, and it means Ram, the sound of Ram. And those that know the story behind Ram know that just by echoing the word of Ram, Hanuman was able to move boulders, and all his Hanuman monkey army were able to create a boulder bridge across the ocean, just chanting the name of Ram. So these types of mantras have very powerful and strong meanings, and they can connect you to the divine on a daily basis. But if you're out doing construction work, or you're outside, or you're just even inside, and you wear the hat with Ram on there, and it doesn't have to be a Ram hat. It can be a Jesus hat. It could be a hat that has Mary on there. It could have a picture of baby Jesus on there. It could have the picture of Moses on there. It could have all kinds of things. It could have the cross. It could have the Jewish star. It could have some symbol that connects you to the divinity in your practice and in your life. And that's how to stay connected to it, by wearing things and doing things to bring about that emotionality of what the divine symbolizes or means in your life. And here's a way of doing it simply and easily with a mantra. And there's other mantras that you can use, that you can say on a regular basis and throughout the day while you're working and doing things, that will constantly bring you back. And, you know, one of the things I have talked about before as well is saying prayers at meals. That's at least 3 to 4 times a day that you're saying a prayer connecting you back to divinity by doing a prayer and thanking God or the divinity or nature or that spirit for enabling you to have this type of food, no matter what the food is, and saying a blessing over that food. Very, very powerful to keep you connected to that. Another way to stay connected is by reading books that, like the Bible, like the Bhagavad Gita, and reading those every day, and maybe carrying a little one with you, and maybe occasionally reading from it. That's another way to stay connected, by reading passages from a biblical type text. It could be the Vedas. It could be the Torah. It could be the Quran. It can be any book that connects you and has strong meaning to you. And you know, you don't have to read tens of thousands of pages, just a very short 1 or 2 pages, and try to understand what that's saying. And then going back maybe months later or whatever and reading that same piece and seeing if the meaning's changed. This can show spiritual growth in an individual. And so that is another way. Also, something that I tend to carry, I carry a little Shiva Lingam stone with me. This one has a piece that I made it that you could wear it in a necklace, but it's really like a worry stone. And you can carry this stone with you in your pocket. It symbolizes Shiva. It symbolizes the divine in an unmanifested form, an invisible form. And these stones are found in the Narada River in India, and they have a very powerful energy to them. That's scientifically proven. And so when you carry a stone like this and you use it as a worry stone, where you pull it out when you start to have all kinds of worrying thoughts and things like this, and you rub it. And you rub it until those thoughts start to go away or diminish. And the thing is the more you use it in a habitual way, the easier it works and the more effective it works. And the thing is because it's working through you and through the consciousness of your own being in using something like this. And it doesn't have to be this particular stone. You can carry a cross. You can carry like a little miniature cross. You could carry a little miniature Star of David. Or anything like that. A symbol, a letter from your religion that means God itself. You know, a certain letter, a certain symbol, a certain thing. It could be a Merkaba, if you know what that is. It can be any kind of symbol that would connect you back to God. And wearing something like that on a daily basis a locket with a picture of a saint in it. You know, all of these things will help bring you closer to the divinity that lies within. And so hopefully I have answered your question about that thing. And it's all individual. You know, every individual does their own thing, has their own things to use. And you have to find what it is that works for you. What works for me may not work for you. Or what works for one person may not work for the other person. But you need to try to figure out what that is from that spiritual basis of what you're practicing and what you're doing and what connects to all of that. And so hopefully this helps answer that question. But even if you don't do some of that, just try to think with the water bottle piece and see if the taste and the feel and the nature of the water doesn't change just by adding a picture of a divine being on that bottle. You see if it doesn't. You can just write it. You don't have to get a sticky label. You can just draw the symbol on the actual bottle itself with a magic marker and just continue to keep using that bottle. And you'll be surprised to find out how it changes the water. And there's been lots of experiments done to prove it. Anyway, with that being said, I wish you a wonderful day. I wish you health, healing. May you be blessed. Jai Bhagwan, Namaste. May you see the light within yourself and within all others.